Good morning, boys and girls. Bit of a twist of normal viewing schedule. It's a bit of a introduction of what I kind of do for a living, for job, for work, that type of thing. So today, which is a bit of a strange one for me, this is why I'm kind of filming it, I am going on site to fabricate a downpipe for a Concours condition Focus RS Mk1. This is something I don't normally do on site because obviously, as people who know in kind of the trade, all your tools are at home, you know where stuff is, you feel a bit more comfortable, you know, you can take your time, that type of thing. But with the car being the standard of the car is, the customer is a good friend, Paul at A1 Autos. He likes things doing a certain way. So if it keeps him happy, me loading my tools up and coming up to him and just taking an extra couple of hours because I might have to go backwards and forwards, and it keeps the customer happy, so be it. So we're on our way to A1 Autos. Let's see how the day turns out. Fingers crossed we will have a downpipe and some other bits of fab work done on it so it's ready for final mapping, and then Paul can then put it up for sale. If anyone wants to know where the car is and wants to know, you know, price, because it is going to be up for sale, I'll stick a link in the description below and you can get in touch. Let's crack on. So I have forgot to do some filming, guys, but we're on with it. So let me show you the Focus, because like I say, this car is super clean. It is absolutely spotless under here. All underneath's been restored, all the sill edges are straight and beautiful, everything's been painted, powder coated and cleaned. It is just stunning. I will get some more videos up at the top of the car when it drops down, but we are on with, it has a Garrett turbo. So we're on with doing the downpipe. I brought my bandsaw with me and my welder. So we're on with literally getting the downpipe down on into the exhaust. We've got a few other little bits and pieces to do on it, but that's the major job for today. So let's crack on. But awesome car. So we've just literally finished tacking up the downpipe. All seems to fit really nicely in there. No real, you know, fitment issues. Everything seems to be really, really nice. So yeah, that's that done. It's all tacked. I have run into an issue. The flange we've ordered for the downpipe is the wrong one. Doesn't fit the turbo, so I'm gonna have to reorder one of them. I've marked up where the lamber needs to go, so I need to finish that off. So yeah, but other than that, quite happy with how it's turned out. I'll clean it all up now properly. I've started to Scotch-Brite it, fully seam weld it, and yeah, should be ready to fit back onto the car, and we can get this job boxed off and ticked off. So nearly me signing off. Downpipe's done. I need to take it home and finish fully seam welding, back purge it, and finalise that. I'll do it at home. We're a bit more comfortable on my own welding table, but here's the car. Like I say, super clean. Garrett turbo set up, Nortec manifold, super nice. AP4 pots, are there six pots on the front. I say spotlessly clean, spotlessly clean. A bit dusty obviously because it's been sat a while, but like I say, lovely clean Focus. So let's get home, let's get this downpipe finished off. Let's wait for the other flange, but as soon as that arrives we'll get it back on the car and we'll see where we end up. So we're back onto the Focus downpipe. Thankfully the new flange which matches the turbos arrived, so I can get this end finished off. And obviously the previous clip you will have seen me on the lathe. On the lathe what we're doing is we're machining a Lambda sensor bung, which obviously I've marked on, which we're going to drill, weld in and then tap. You can buy these for a couple of quid, but again if you've got the machine you might as well make them yourself. So let's get this into that hole, tacked in. Let's get on site, get that in the right place. Let's fully seam weld it, and then let's tick this job off. So to kind of explain what I'm doing, obviously I'm TIG welding the exhaust together. I'm literally doing the joining flange. Now, explain, the reason why I bolt it to a giant block is because you put a lot of heat into this flange. If you don't bolt it down to something flat as like a heat sink, it will bow massively. To be fair, it'll probably still bow slightly anyway, even being bolted to this, but it just reduces that. Now, the way I weld flanges, so everyone has a different way. I do a root pass, which basically joins them together. Doesn't have to be very tidy, but you know, it's just to add some material, join the two platforms together, and then I go over it with a secondary pass, making it more fluid, pushing along the puddle, and like you say, trying to get the colour into the weld itself. Now, might be right, might be wrong, but this is what I've always done. So yeah, people comment whether I'm doing it right or wrong. Give me some tips, give me some advice. Every day's a school day, we're always learning. So let me get a back purge onto this now. Let me get all these welds buzz round. Let's get this finished off, and let's get up to the car and let's get it fitted. So that's everything now welded up. I'm going to go up now to A1 Autos, line the head flange up, and then finish off, basically finishing off the head flange there, and then I can tick this job off, get it fitted to the car, and then that's job one, job done. But as you can see, you know, nice and colourful, which is what people like. The old saying of people like shiny shit, this is a prime example of it. For anyone who, I'm not trying to give advice out, but I welded this on pulse at I think 45 amp. So just to give some people an idea, we're just starting out. So just finalising this downpipe now. I've had the turbo flange welded on. I've still got to do a bit of work on this, opening this up, because the holes, I think the holes are 2 inch and the pipe we've used is 2.5, so it makes it breathe better. But what I wanted to do was, I wanted to show you how much a flange will pull when welding, even when clamped to the massive block that I've done. So what I've done here is, I've just put a load of what's called engineer's blue. And what I'll do is, I'll go over with a file, and it'll show you all the high spots and the low spots, and it'll show you how much it has bowed. So let me just set up the camera, let me get the file, and I'll show you how much these actual flanges can move even when clamped to a massive block. So again, this is to highlight, you know, how much a flange will pull even when clamped to a heatsink block to keep it straight. So what this does is, your file edge is obviously flat and true. When you file, it will show the high spot. So the blue will come away and it'll basically clean the area, and it'll show where it stays blue, they will be the low spots. So I don't know if you can see that, but obviously what it's showing is silver all the way around, which is where obviously the pipe sat and the weld is, which has caused this to pull downwards and cause this to be a high spot. So that's just to demonstrate, you know, when you're welding parts, to always clamp them, always try and reduce pulling. Anything that can prevent this type of thing, do, because you know, it is going to pull no matter what you do, but any prevention, the better. So rather than do this with a file, you know, I've got a linishing machine, so I will put it on the linishing machine, get it linished flat, both the flanges. So this is ready now to bolt on the car and seal. So this is the job now signing off. All seems to fit nicely. Lambers all in the right place. Obviously only temporary bolt to the turbo with some dodgy long bolts, but we can see it fits. Stick some gaskets in. Job's done.